You're looking live at Munford Stadium in wet North Talladega County. The rain has ended, some fog in the area, but it's a big night of high school football here on TV 47, the Alabama Cable Network, and TV 24. Hello everybody, I'm Jim Abrams, and thank you for being a part of a big game tonight, brought to you by Donahue Physical Therapy. The 6-3 Sylacauga Aggies go against the 3-6 Munford Lions. The big deal here is both teams are 3-3 in Region 5 and Class 5A. The winner of this game moves on to the playoffs. The loser pumps up the basketballs. So it is a big game tonight, and we're glad to join you for all the action. 56 degrees in Munford as we close in on game time. It has rained most of the day. Rained yesterday and overnight last night, so the field is going to be a little bit tricky for both teams tonight as they come in looking to stamp their spot in the 5A high school football playoffs. Now, Sylacauga is off next week, and these seniors, if they don't win tonight, it'll be their final game. Carrying the jerseys and headgear of the Sylacauga Aggies. You kind of look at the schedules as you look right now, and this is the final game because they have an open date next week. If they make the playoffs, if they can beat Munford tonight, that open date will come in really good because they can prepare 2 weeks for their first round opponent. They lost to Central Clay County last week, 42-0. By the way, Clay Central beat Centerpoint, who beat Sylacauga 3 weeks ago. Central Clay County beat Centerpoint last night in a driving rainstorm, 14-0 at Centerpoint. So Central Clay County secures their playoff spot. They will host a first-round game. They will be a number 2 seed. Looks like Centerpoint is going to be the 3 seed. The winner of this game will slide in as the 4th seed. Munford, meantime, the Lions started off slow this year. They are a perennial playoff team in Class 4A. They stepped up to 5A a year or two ago, and they lose to Oxford out of the gate, which is no shame, that is for sure. They played a pretty tough schedule, and they've come on as of late. They beat St. Clair County, and last week Munford trailed 33-22 with just over 3 minutes remaining in the football game. And what do? They put it in their signal caller hands, Jay Tuck, and he did the rest. And Munford stormed back to beat St. Clair by a score of 38-33. That sets up this matchup tonight as Munford is 3-6 overall, 3-3 in region play, and they have an open week next week as well. So both these teams, plenty on the line tonight. As we say, it's do or die. The winner goes on. The loser packs it in for the season. Coach Matt Griffith, we caught up with him, and he talked about the importance of this week's matchup. It's do or die. Region play continued in Region 5 of 5A last week against Central Clay County, the Volunteers, and it was a tough night.
Yeah, it was a long night. I mean, they got a good football team. You can't say anything. There's really not a whole lot to talk about last week. When when you get beat and you get beat that bad, we made a lot of mistakes, but I think they had a lot to do with that. That's a good football team. They're well coached. They're big. They're fast. They're a typical Clay Central team. I've said it for years. You don't combine 2 state championship programs and not be good in football.
That's a big play right here on that fumble early on.
Yeah, there's not really a lot of excuse right there. We pitch the ball, we pitch it right in the hands, and we drop it. And that hurt, gave them the first score. We played defensively pretty good around the first quarter.
That running game got to you though.
Later on they just kind of wore us down, and like I said, there's just not a lot to. We came out the second half, and but the bottom line is when you get beat and get beat that bad, there's just not a whole lot to say. The kids didn't play well. We were very unfocused all day that day. We've done some things this week to get some of that corrected, and you know, a lot of it's we've taken a lot for granted with our kids, that we have a certain way of doing things all the time, and we've just we've got a senior bunch that's not doing those things the way we want to do them, and you know, we as coaches have to get that corrected. And we've had teams in the past not have leadership and still won 7-8 games and made the playoffs, and this team has that opportunity Friday night to win 7 games, get in the playoffs, and here's the thing about the playoffs. You just never know when you get there. It's a one and done, or you can keep playing. So, you know, we've had a good week of practice. I think they realize what's at stake. If we had bad practices this week, I would be very concerned that they had packed it in and they don't want to play anymore. I don't think that's the case. I think we want to play. I think this team wants to make the playoffs. They don't want to be the first team in about 7-8 years not make the playoffs. And we've put that on them. So, you know, I'm looking forward to tomorrow night to see how we play.
With an open date coming after the Munford game,
That's right.
You know, this is do or die in more than one way tomorrow night.
I mean, we're going to come in here, you know, Monday, and we're in an off week to get ready. We'll have 2 weeks to prepare for a first round opponent, or we're taking up gear. I mean, and it's do or die. It's been a long time, I think, since we've been in this situation that the last game will settle everything. But I'll say this: we have been. I think you can go back to 2008. Maybe 2008, where we had to win the 9th game against a Moody team to go to the playoffs. We went 7-3 that year. It was a big year coming off a 2-8 year in 2007. So the staff has been in this situation before. The biggest thing is, do the kids, there's a fine line of putting pressure on them that you need to play well and beat this football team, and putting so much pressure on them that they falter. You know, we've got a group that there's a little fragile in certain positions right here because they're young. I think a lot of our problems, we're so junior and sophomore led that we're a little bit immature on handling things, and there's where the lack of leadership is. You know, that will get better with time. That will get better next year. So it's just one of those. I'm telling you, we had a good week of practice. Kids were very focused. We're very, very, very prepared for Munford.
This Munford team is much improved from earlier in the season. They're a playoff season team, and they hit a few bumps in the road early on to get some tough opponents, but they've come on late.
They have, and you know, they're very talented. You know, and he was very, very talented till, you know, the kid that he had moved to Oxford. He had a couple of this and a couple of things happen, and Bill's done a good job. I mean, they are a perennial 9, 10, 11 win season in 4A. 5A's kind of hit him like a ton of bricks right here, and then he's had some things happen internally that's hurt him. Bill's a very good football coach. He was a very good football coach at Shades Valley. I've known Bill a long time, and they'll be prepared. They've got 2 really good athletes at receiver. They've got 2 big running backs. They've got a freshman quarterback that he makes mistakes, but he's very talented. They're solid and stingy defensively. We're going to have to play. Now, we feel that we're the better football team, but I'm sure they're over there feeling they're the better football team. And the thing what we tell our kids all the time is this: you're the better football team, but that other team doesn't know it till you prove it. And we're going to have to prove it Friday night that we're the better football team.
And Coach Griff, he was to the point. He said, we either do or we don't. He said, it's up to the kids. They've got to make the plays tonight. They've got to slow down the running game of Munford, and we can't turn the football over. So we'll see what happens with that. We're a few minutes away yet from the kickoff, with the temperature at 55 degrees now at Munford Stadium. Turning the corner just a little bit, another team here in South Talladega County is Coach Adam Fawcett and the B.B. Comer Tigers. The Tigers have played in a region that no one would want to play in: Piedmont, Sacs, Randolph County, and Weaver. B.B. Comer finalizes their region matchup with Weaver tonight after losing to Piedmont last week 42-0. I didn't know this until talking with Coach Fawcett earlier. They were only down 14-0 at halftime, and things kind of went awry, and had several turnovers that kind of got the game out of hand. Tonight, they'll take on the Weaver Bearcats. And Weaver is no slouch either. And Coach Fawcett talked about last week's game, talked about this week's game, and the direction of this B.B. Calmer football program. And the brutal region continued at Piedmont last Friday night, and you're only down 14-0 at halftime.
Yeah, first half we came out and played well. We defensively we played very well. Offensively we ran a little trick play to open up the game, and receiver was wide open, and just, we overthrew him a little bit. But if we connect on that, who knows what happens? But going into these games, I'm very forward with the kids. I'm very honest with them. This team is a very good team. This is, and I told them Friday night, which Friday, again, I think we talked about last week, was our 5th homecoming of the season, counting our own. So, we have to kind of change our. We don't have a normal routine for the road games yet, because there's always something going on before the game. So, and it's not the other team's fault. It's just that's the way it is. You have you work around it and help people out. But so Piedmont, we have no normal schedule, because we go out, we get there, we walk the field and check it out. They have a beautiful place. And then for warm-ups, we warm up on their practice field. So by the time we're finishing up with warm-ups, it's almost impossible to see what we're doing and everything else. But the kids handled it well, and I explained to them. I said, this is one of those things where you want to see again what a 3A juggernaut looks like, what one of the better teams in the state in 3A looks like, and how you size up to them. This is it. So I think that kind of motivated them, and they came out and played hard. Piedmont was physical, and I thought we played very physical, especially in that first half. This is one of those things where the total athletic program it's a building process, and it's we talked about it during the break. It's a building process to get to where you want it to be, and that's one thing about. If you say, hey, what's the positive about this schedule that you've had to go through, and what's the positive about facing these juggernauts week in and week out? The positive is telling these kids, this is where we want to be. This is where Piedmont last week. I said, this is where you strive to be. I said, Coach Smith didn't just show up and start winning championships. He had a couple rough years, couple bumps in the road, and things like that, and him and I talked before the game, and he, because if you've never been to Piedmont, their place is beautiful. I mean, the stadium, the baseball and softball fields are right there, and it's a beautiful place. And I was just kind of asking, how did all this come about? And he said, it takes support and communication, and they're a city school, so they have a different money base, but still it's that support system. It's that, being able to everybody help everybody out. Because at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's not about the parents. It's not about anybody that's that's not gonna play or put on a Comer uniform. It's about the ones that are putting on that uniform now. And we appreciate the support from the ones that were there and the alumni. And there's guys all the time. I played there and so and so. I played there and so and so. And they tell me about it. I know some of the alumni just from being around here for over a decade now, but it's about the kids now, and it's about those, getting them to the next level, not collegiately, but to the next level of competitiveness.
Really, another neat thing about this, and we've looked at this several different groups down through the last 10 years or so, but with this particular group at B.B. Calmer, the time is the cupboard is not going to be bare next year either.
Right, yeah, and that's the thing is that you have even through the situation it's in, we've won 2 ball games thus far. But even with 2 ball games, the excitement and the level of energy and everything, like in the hallways, it's just a good feel. Kids, yesterday at practice, it's been a long season. It's been a tough season. Yesterday at practice, we have a great practice. The kids are having a good time. They're getting after it. They're hitting each other. So that tells me a ton about them. It tells me a ton about their resiliency, and they get it. It's a buy-in process, and you can tell those kids are buying in.
And of course, that's Coach Adam Fawcett, the head football coach at BB Calmer. They entertain the Weaver Bearcats tonight. Kick at 7 o'clock. We'll have highlights of that game and cut-ins too as we go through the regular season game tonight with Sylacauga at Munford. Gerhardt Methengani up next with the Pigskin Preview.
Well, great to check in with you, Jimmy Dale. I'm here at the Pigskin Roundup studio getting ready for yet another huge week in high school football. As you guys know, week 9 is all the big region races clearing up the picture for the playoffs. Our high school football game of the week on the Pigskin Roundup is a great one. Number 2, Hoax Bluff will host number 3, Jacksonville. This one was so big, we checked in with both camps. Clint Smith and Mike Robertson, both coaches for their teams, say they love the way their teams are playing right now and looking forward to a huge test.
They're very well-rounded, on the offensive side of the ball. The Gullidge kid at quarterback can run or throw. They've got 2 good receivers out there that are very tall and can go up and get the ball. Plus, they have Darren Meads in the backfield, of course, and everybody knows about Darren. He's a great running back. And defensively, they fly to the football, and a lot of those same guys turn around and play on defense, kind of like what we do. But, extremely well coached and hard-nosed, and, going up there will be tough.
Their tailback's a pretty good player. I think everyone knows that by this time of the year. But they've got other good players. Their quarterback's really sound. He does a good job running and throwing, and defensively they just get after you. They've got good team speed in secondary and outside linebackers, so we're going to have to do our job, be consistent on offense, but they really do a good job. Coach Smith does.
Of course, this is one of the biggest games in the state, and it'll have a playoff-like atmosphere.
I was talking to some guys yesterday, and I said, we needed to see some really good speed because, in the playoffs, everybody's going to have good team speed, good teams, and so forth. So this will help us prepare for the playoffs.
We've played some games where we've been up the whole game. We've played some games where we were up big, and we've also played some games where we've had to come back in the fourth quarter and win the game. So I think that is hopefully prepared our guys for these tight games and contests that we'll have, from here on out.
Class 4A number 2 and number 3 meeting up means it is a marquee matchup in the state. But both coaches say they're not putting too much stock in all the hype.
We talked about that some this week. Really, the polls are for the fans and probably give you guys something to talk about. But we don't really reflect and talk about that much in the locker room. The guys know when you get in the playoffs, everybody's pretty much equal. It starts a whole new season. So the game Friday night will be just about first or second. We're both going to host, so there's not a lot of pressure there on that part of it. But obviously, when you're 8-0, you like to be 9-0, so it's important.
We talk about the rankings and how that, when it comes down to it, they don't mean a whole lot, but I think it shows respect for your program. And for both programs to be where they are, I think that's just a respect thing. We've both got to 2 and 3, and we've been able to stay there. So it's kind of been building up, over the season. Everybody's kind of been looking forward to it, and both teams have pretty much done what they've had to do to hold serve and get to this point. So I know it'll be a fun atmosphere. I know there's a lot of people looking forward to it, and it's a fun time of year. This is what you play for, and our kids try to tell them to enjoy it, take a step back and enjoy it. And so I think it'll be a great game.
That should be a great game over at Hoax Bluff. Chad Barnett will have the full highlights as we have yet another Pigskin Roundup for you. The Week 9 edition is 2 hours. Our cameras will be everywhere from Etowah to Sacs, Lincoln, White Plains, Gaston, Southside, Raglan, just to name a few. Piedmont head coach Steve Smith and Weaver head man Daryl Hamby will join us in studio. Be sure to always remember, you can watch us on air or online, TV24.tv, and of course on TV24 and TV47. Thank you very much, Jimmy Dale. We'll see you a little bit later tonight on the Pigskin Roundup.
Thank you, Gerhardt, as we look forward to the Pigskin Roundup after our game. Tonight in Munford, Alabama, the Munford Lions hosting the Sylacauga Aggies. Our Miller Lumber Company pregame show continues with our starting lineups. Brought to you by Reaching the World Bible Church, celebrating their 25th anniversary this year. Great group of people there at Reaching the World Bible Church. Our Hallelujah Night will be coming up this Wednesday, the 31st, and don't forget their cakewalk. That is one of the premier events with their Hallelujah Night over at Reach of the World Bible Church in Sylacauga. Offensively for Sylacauga tonight, at left tackle will be number 73, Graham Huey. Left guard, number 69, Clay Brazier. Center, number 57, Peyton Bearden. The right guard, number 68, Schuler Simmons. Right tackle, number 51, Austin Allen. The wide receiver, number 13, Tyler Thompson. The X receiver, number 8, Brady Davis. The Z receiver, number 12, Quay Taylor. The B back, number 11, Journey Stockdale. The A back, number 5, Jordan Ridgway. And the quarterback, number 4, Dylan Keith. The national anthem presented next here on TV 47, the Alabama Cable Network, brought to you by Sylacauga Glass.
Thank you.
That is a Munford High School marching band with our national anthem tonight, brought to you by Sylacauga Glass. Coach Matt Griffith in his 14th year as head football coach at Sylacauga High School. He'll put his defense on the field with the two defensive ends, number 55 Zane Smith and number 70 Christian Twyman. The two tackles, number 58 Taylor Strickland and number 54 Darren McElrath. The linebackers, the Sam backer, number 15 Rusty Kraft, the Mike backer, number 45 Chase Ivy, the wheel linebacker, number 9 Torrey Harris. The two corners are Gabe Cox and Dontavius Ware. The two safeties, Malik Pope and DeMarco Campbell. The punter is number 8 Brady Davis. For the Munford Lions, who come in 3-6 and 3-3 in the region, and Coach Smith, the head football coach over at Munford, he will put this offense on the field tonight. We began with the left tackle, number 56, Dontavius Curry. Number 70, Trayvon McClendon at left guard. The center, number 74, Peyton Graben. The right guard, number 54, Cole Edwards. And the right tackle, number 55, Kobe 3. In the backfield, the wide receiver, number 9, L.J. Flint. Another wide out, number 10, Ethan Swinford. Number 16, Tadarius Parker. And the split end, number 12, Caleb Cotton. And the running back, number 18, Justin Sistrunk. And the freshman is the quarterback, and he is a good one too. That is Jay Tuck, number 1. Defensively for the Lions, linebackers Pernell Mitchell along with Lance Smith. The outside backers are Peyton Gaither and Justin Sistrunk. The nose guard, Twyman Johnson. The defensive tackle, Cyrus Powell. The defensive end, Ontarius Tover. The cornerbacks are Kyle Ross and Drake Dorman. And the free safety is number 22, Cadario Holland. And the strong safety, number 5, Cam Lemons. Those are your starting offensive and defensive lineups for the Sylacauga Aggies and the Munford Lions. Let's take a look back at some of the highlights from last week's action as we're moments away from the kickoff of Sylacauga and Munford. Pitch, fumble, it's on the ground. Central Clay County has got it. And inside the 5, it is a touchdown for Shamari Simmons with a full out backfield. And this time it is a touchdown off the right tackle. And that is Knight again. And it's out. Oval touchdown. And didn't take long. That is Paul Garrett. Oval looking in the end zone. Steps in the pocket, throws, and is caught off the hands of one receiver and right into the hands of the other. Nice. Following his blocker, headed to the end zone. It is 34-11. Not on that tackle. Instead of that keep with the Oval, he's going to be cool. Right over here. The captains for tonight's game for visiting Sylacauga, Dalen Keith, Cam Cook, Kelvin Jemison, and for Munford quartet of captains, Cam Lemons, Pernell Mitchell, along with Kyle Ross and Peyton Graben. Sylacauga will receive the opening kickoff from Munford Stadium in Munford, Alabama, and things are beginning to dry out just a little bit. We had plenty of rain, drizzle and light rain, just a yucky morning into early afternoon before it began to clear out. And you notice the band's not on the field because they don't want to tear the field up in the pregame, and so we'll see what happens here tonight as the field is going to be challenged. You got some big guys out there, and we'll see how those backs make their cuts and quarterbacks make their cuts and that sort of thing. The Donahue Physical Therapy High School Game of the Week, and it is week 10 for Sylacauga and for Munford. The winner advances to the Region 5 5A playoffs, and the loser of this game tonight, they look forward to next year. So we appreciate you joining us here tonight on our high school game of the week on TV 47, the Alabama Cable Network, and TV 24. Munford preparing to kick off, and Sylacauga will get the football first. Line drive kick down the middle of the field, and it's going to be picked up and coming across the 33-yard line where the Aggies will have it 1st and 10. Sylacauga with Jordan Ridgway on the kickoff. It'll be 1st down for Sylacauga.
Number 30.
So the Aggies 1st down at their own 33-yard line, 1st down and 10. They will have senior Dalen Keith running the offense. Sylacauga beaten last week 42-0. And off left end is Ridgway. He's got some room. Ridgway near midfield, across midfield to the 48-yard line. Jordan Ridgway.
Number 5. Ridgway over the carry.
And the tackle made by Kyle Ross.
Number 21. Kyle Ross.
So it'll be a big 1st down, or Randy Jinks 1st down for the Sylacauga Aggies. So good things open up for Sylacauga. The first play from scrimmage, Ridgway runs it to the 48-yard line. And whistles blow.
Penalty marker on the play.
Penalty flag, and it's against Sylacauga. Legal formation, legal procedure.
False start.
And the Aggies will back up 5 yards. Five-yard penalty. Another flag is down.
Once again, penalty markers on the play.
And again, it's against Sylacauga. So back-to-back 5-yard penalties. It'll bring up 1st and 20. So Sylacauga now has 1st down and 20 yards to go. After a big run by Jordan Ridgway, Sylacauga hit with a couple of 5-yard penalties. Off left tackle is Journey Stockdale, the junior. He gets a couple of 3 yards, but that's about all. Ontarius Toyer
Number 11.
with the tackle.
On the carry. Stop made. Number 18. Justin Sistrunk.
Ridgway off left end. He turns a corner and picks up some yardage across midfield. Looks like it's going to be about 3rd and 11 now for Sylacauga, with the Aggies with a possession down here. Make it a 3rd down and 12 from midfield. So possession down for Sylacauga. Munford, a salty defensive football team. They gave up a lot of points last week, however, against St. Clair. Keith rolls, he's in trouble, reverses his field, now pulls it down. And he is hit and driven backwards. Good defensive play by the Munford Lions, and that's Kyle Ross, a strong safety and linebacker.
On the quarterback keeper. Stop made.
Keith looking for a receiver and had to pull it down, and he is short of the 1st down at the 46-yard line, and the Aggies will have to punt the football. Brady Davis will punt, and Davis with a short punt, very short. And that's been an Achilles heel for Sylacauga of late. And this spotted at the 32-yard line, about an 18-yard punt. So Sylacauga will go on defense now against these Munford Lions. And Jay Tuck, the sophomore quarterback, he took the Lions on his shoulders late in the game against St. Clair County when they were down 2 scores, and they come back and win it. First down. Sistrunk back there with him. Sistrunk's got the football. He's got a big hole. Sistrunk all the way to the 42-yard line.
Sistrunk.
Chase Ivy combining with others to get him down.
9 yards.
Second and very short. Sylacauga with basically a 5-man front here. Swinging out here in the flat and slipping down at the 43-yard line. Not much there at all for the receiver. That is Parker. Parker had a block out here, but he slipped down. It is a first down, however, at the 43-yard line. They'll throw it out here again, and it short hops the intended receiver, Cam Lemons. Second and 10. You can see some of the field beginning to take loose of the sod there as the ground is saturated from the rain. Jay Tuck, sophomore quarterback, getting the play from Coach Smith and his staff on the sideline. He has Sistrunk, the junior, back there with him. And they go back to Sistrunk, and Sistrunk is knocked down. Nice defensive play by Sylacauga, and that is Rusty Kraft, the Sam linebacker.
Number 15, Rusty Kraft.
They bring up third down now from the 47-yard line. They've got to get to the Sylacauga 47. The winner goes on to play in the first round of the 5A playoffs. The loser looks to next year. Tough to throw it. He's being pressured. Now he throws off balance, and he's got a man open at the 30-yard line for the completion. Pass completion to Damon Casey. And that's a nice throw and catch. And good coverage by Sylacauga, but just a nice throw by the quarterback. Go back inside, and Sylacauga with a good job there. Mitchell on the carry for Munford.
Number 45, Chase Ivy.
Ivy, among others, making the stop. 6:54 to go in the first quarter. Down at the Sylacauga 29-yard line. They go back inside to Purnell again. Purnell Mitchell, and he doesn't get much.
Once again, number 7, Purnell Mitchell on the carry.
Sylacauga with some nice defensive play in there by Dustin McElrath and 45 Chase Ivy.
Stop made by number 70, Christian Twyman.
Twyman there as well. So it'll be third down now and 6 for the Munford Lions. Tuck looking to throw, got time, throws into the end zone, and it is batted away. Nice job defensively by Sylacauga, and Sylacauga's been missing some of that in the last few games. Gabe Cox bats it away. Cox in single coverage, and bats it away from the intended receiver, and that was L.J. Flint. So it'll be fourth down. Of course, Munford going to go for it here from the 27-yard line. Tuck has Mitchell in there with him in the backfield. And whistles blow. And Munford calls a timeout. Coach Smith didn't see something he likes. He gets a quick timeout. No score. We're at Munford Stadium, the Donahue Physical Therapy High School Game of the Week.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Coach Smith
Carter's Hardware.
looked at the setup and called a timeout. And let's see where we are here with a 4th down. And about 7 yards to go for Munford. A little different set this time. And we're going to throw it. And Sylacauga going to sack him, fumbles the football, and Munford picks it up. Big 55 picks it up, and he's going to be short of the 1st down. So Sylacauga will take over on downs as Jacoby 3 picked up the fumble. Sylacauga got excellent pressure and had the sack, and I don't know if they're going to call that trying to throw the football or not, but it looked kind of like he was just trying to get rid of the football. Jordan Ridgway came blowing through there. But Sylacauga takes over on downs after stopping the Munford drive. The ball's at the 23-yard line for Sylacauga. No score, 5:53 to go in the 1st quarter. Keith under center. Inside handoff across the 25 to the 27-yard line. That's Stockdale on the carry. On the stop for
Number 11.
Munford, number 54. And that is Cole Edwards. 2nd down and 7. Sylacauga bringing the strong side. And here comes Ridgway, and Ridgway is in trouble, and he's pulled down for a loss.
Number 5. Jordan Ridgway.
Ridgway couldn't get a block, and
Peyton Gaither.
Gaither makes the tackle.
Marker on the play.
And penalty flag down. It's going to be a face mask against Sylacauga. Oh, wow. You don't see that a lot on offense. But that'll be a major distance penalty, I think. Maybe it's just a 5-yarder. Let's see, they spot it from the 20. And it is 5 yards. So Sylacauga again hurts himself with a penalty. At the 20. Sylacauga 2 receivers to the top. Ridgway in the backfield with Stockdale. And Keith wants to throw, fires, and it is incomplete. Trying to get it to Quay Taylor, but good coverage by the Lions. Kyle Ross, the cornerback, knocks it away.
Keith's pass intended for number 12.
Sylacauga wants to establish this running game and try to get it going. They had a nice run first play from scrimmage, but since then it's been kind of sporadic. Off left end is Stockdale, and Stockdale is taken down.
Number 11.
Peyton Gaither, the outside linebacker, with a tackle. Sylacauga will have to punt.
Stop made by number 7, Brendan Mitchell.
So Sylacauga will punt it away, and hopefully Brady can get a better foot into it than he did the last time. Kicks it sky high, and this is a better kick, and it's going to take an Aggie roll across the 40, inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. Down to secure the football is Lou Dale, the senior, on the special team. So it'll be 1st down for Munford with 4:16 to go in the 1st quarter. No score. The Donahue Physical Therapy High School Game of the Week. Sylacauga with Coach Matt Griffith in his 14th year at the helm of the Aggies, and been playoff teams for a number of years, and this year's been a struggle, especially late in the season against some formidable opponents, but Sylacauga hadn't played that well either. Here's Tuck swinging out here, and that's what they've been wanting to do right there, but Sylacauga does a good job of making sure the receiver didn't get in the secondary, and that is L.J. Flint. And you see Sylacauga with a nice tackle on the receiver. That's Torrey Harris. Pick up of about 5. Munford's got some good speed, and that concerns Coach Griffith. They throw it out here again, and inside, still in bounds, is the receiver, and that is Flint again. And Sylacauga, Harris there to make the tackle. It'll be 3rd down and very short. They like throwing that little pass, a little slot pass, and it's been effective for them some here on this drive.
Official timeout for measurement.
They're going to measure to see if it is a 1st down. Munford, they were in 4A and really had a great program. They step up to 5A and take their lumps a little bit, but you know, it's Munford is almost attached to Oxford, and they scramble for a lot of players, both Munford and Oxford. It's a little bit short of the 1st down. So the 3rd down, very short for the Lions. This is a nice place to play football. The crowd is into it. They follow the Lions, and it's a good community up in North Talladega County. So Sylacauga coming in tonight knowing what they've got to do to beat this Munford team, and Munford has put some real estate on the Aggies so far, and that's a 1st down. Big hard running by Pernell Mitchell. He gets the 1st down, a senior. Sylacauga didn't give up much ground, but you see Mitchell off right tackle. He's hit at the line of scrimmage by Rusty Kraft head on, and he pushes Kraft forward a little bit, and that's a 1st down, a Randy Jinks 1st down. At midfield, pitch, good job by the Aggies defensively.
Number 18, Justin Sistrunk on the carry.
Justin Sistrunk on the carry, but Sylacauga very quickly.
Number 29, Gabe Cox.
Cox with a good job defensively, so it'll be 2nd down. Pickup of 2. 2:35 to go in the 1st quarter. It's a quick moving 1st quarter. Jay Tuck, the sophomore, 6'1", 165-pounder, runs this Munford offense, and he's going to roll to throw. Got some time, throws deep down the corner, and is caught. Pass complete to Swinford. And Sylacauga just not in a good position defensively. And Swinford just gets a little bit beyond the coverage and trying to get over there is Lou Dell, but it was no contest. Randy Jinks 1st down. In Aggie territory again, somewhere around the 20-yard line. Pass is batted down.
Tuck's pass, batted down. 2nd down.
That's Christian Twyman getting his paws up there. 2nd down and 10. Clock stops with 1:49 to go in the 1st quarter. Little fog in the area tonight, and some people still trying to get into the stadium. Sylacauga trying to hang on to the ball carrier, and he's a big one too. This Justin Sistrunk, he's 6'2", 214 pounds. Kraft hangs on for the tackle. Sistrunk is a big running back. Third down now. And 9, is that right? Looking to throw. Flips it out of the backfield. It's too short and too low for Sistrunk. So Jay Tuck short arm that one and it'll bring up 4th down. 4th down and 9. So Munford has been in Sylacauga territory the whole first quarter. At least it seems like. They've had 2 possessions in Aggie territory. Here's Tuck on 4th down. He loads up, throws into the end zone, got a man open, and it is a touchdown. Ethan Swinford found a little spot in the Aggie coverage, and you watch it right here, and Swinford beats Lou Dale and dives into the end zone for the touchdown from 20 yards out. So Munford on the board, leading 6-0. The Lions on 4th down and 9 converted the play for a touchdown. The point after, now they're going to go for 2. Here's Tuck pitching to Sistrunk, and he's got the 2-point conversion. So with a minute exactly left to go in the first quarter, the Munford Lions 8 and the Sylacauga Aggies nothing. We're back to Munford Stadium after this.
We believe everybody should have a great night's sleep. That's why you have to check out our Scott Living mattress collection today. Quality, comfort, and a lot of ease. Dream big.
Introducing Scott Living Mattresses. For a limited time, save up to $1,000 on any Scott Living mattress set, plus 24 months special financing when you buy a Scott Living mattress set. Now is the best time to save up to $1,000 on a Scott Living mattress set.
Come in today to check out these and many more great deals. King's Mattress Outlet, Sylacauga.
Well, a nice drive by the Munford Lions. And they get the first points of the night and lead Sylacauga by a score of 8-0.
Number 55, Jacoby 3, kickoff for Munford.
Jacoby 3 to kick it away for the Munford Lions. Sylacauga down early, 8-0. A line drive kick taken in at the 15-yard line, and trying to get some running room is Jordan Ridgway. A lot of pushing and shoving going on out there, and Ridgway finally tackled.
Number 5,
Jordan Ridgway is a junior, and the Aggies will take over.
35-yard line.
35-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Aggies go to work 1st and 10, trailing 8-0. Keith looks to throw, throws it, swing pass, drop by Quay Taylor, and Taylor was slipping as he's trying to get back to get the football. It's 2nd and 10.
Second down.
I don't know if that would have had much success anyway, because Munford was closing in a hurry. 2nd down and 10. Keith with the 2nd down. He's under center this time. And a little inside handoff, and
Number 5, Ridgway on the carry.
Ridgway with nowhere to go.
Number 7, Pernell Mitchell.
Mitchell has made already a handful of tackles here in the first quarter. So it's 3rd down and long for Sylacauga. 27 seconds to go in the first quarter.
3rd and 12.
Loss of 2 on the play. I don't know if Sylacauga will have to run this play or not. I probably will. Here's Keith giving to Ridgway off left end. Ridgway turns the corner, and he is going to be tackled well short of the first down.
Ridgway on the carry. Stop made.
Kyle Ross on the tackle. The first quarter comes to a close. Sylacauga will be punting when we come back. This is the Donahue Physical Therapy High School Game of the Week. Munford 8, Sylacauga nothing.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
At Legion Stadium in Sylacauga, the Weaver Bearcats take an early lead over the B.B. Comer Tigers at Legion Stadium in Sylacauga. The Bearcats with big football team, so they go up 7-0 over B.B. Comer in the first quarter. Coach Griffith talking to his team as get a little extra minute or two before we go back to play in the second quarter. The Aggies trailing 8-0 and had a lot of trouble moving the football outside of that first couple of plays after the opening kickoff. Brady Davis to punt. Davis with another short punt. And it's going to be, it's a good roll, however, to about the 33-yard line. So about a 15-yard roll for Brady Davis. So it ends up being a nice punt after all. Munford takes over leading 8-0. This is the Donahue Physical Therapy High School Game of the Week from Munford Stadium in Munford, Alabama on Highway 21 North. Sylacauga about, 25, 26 miles from Munford maybe. Here's Jay Tuck. Tuck wants to throw. He's had some success, and he's airing it out again. And it's caught again. Swinford again on the reception to the Aggie 30-yard line. Tuck just unloads it. And he's throwing into double coverage, and Sylacauga can't get over there. Knocking him out of bounds after the first down reception, of course, is the Aggies' secondary. It's a Randy Jinks first down. Throwing again, caught again, but good job defensively by Malik Pope, the freshman for Sylacauga. Only got a couple of yards on that one, so second down. But in Aggie territory again at the 28-yard line are the Munford Lions. Sistrunk, running room. Sistrunk bangs to the 20-yard line. I think I'm right on that. It's hard to see the marker right there. Torrey Harris makes a tackle. It'll be third down at about 2. It is at the 21-yard line. Three-man Aggie front. Sistrunk fakes to Sistrunk, and Tuck's got it, and Tuck is tackled. Nice job defensively by Taylor Strickland for Sylacauga. That'll be fourth down.
Taylor Strickland.
Fourth down and a yard. Last time Munford down this far, they throw a touchdown on fourth down. Here's Tuck with trips receivers to the top of the screen. One to the bottom. Sistrunk behind him. Sistrunk's got the handoff, and he's got the first down. He barrels to the 15-yard line.
Number 18, Justin Sistrunk on the carry. Result of the play is the Munford line. First down.
Chase Ivy, along with Rusty Kraft, combined on the tackle, but the Munford Lions on the move again. And Sylacauga wants to call a timeout. Coach Griffith is not happy the way this thing's going early on. We'll take a quick one as well. Munford 8, Sylacauga nothing.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by and see us today. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Big Daddy's Barbecue, Highway 21 Munford.
First down for the Munford Lions. They lead Sylacauga 8-0 and threatening for more here in the second quarter with 9:51 to go. Munford has just moved the football very, very well, mixing the throw and the run, and has Sylacauga defensively on its heels. First down at the 15-yard line. Here's Tuck. He's got Sistrunk back there with him. Three receivers to the top of the screen, one to the bottom as they check the play from the sideline. Tuck is a sophomore. He's barking out the signals, and he's good to go. Sistrunk is hit and knocked down after a gain of a yard.
Number 18.
Torrey Harris again on the tackle. And helping out is Zane Smith. So second down and 9.
Number 55, Zandarius Smith.
The winner of this game advances to a 4th seed in the Region 5 as a Region 5 representative in Class 5A. The loser, not so much. Tuck throwing, zips it, caught inside the 10-yard line to the 5. Guess who? Ethan Swinford again, the junior.
Takes the ball down to the 1-yard line.
Make it inside the 5 to the 1. He just zipped it right in there, and Swinford makes a break on the football, and Sylacauga late getting to the spot. Second down and short. There's a big guy bulling his way in for the touchdown. That is Pernell Mitchell, a 6 foot, 230 pounder, and it's 14-0. So a good drive by the Munford Lions. They mix the run and throw again and put more points on the board. It's 14-0 now. Munford with the lead. I'm assuming they'll go for 2 here again, and they are. Looking to throw it into the end zone and being sacked. The 2-point conversion fails. Zipping in there is Zane Smith to sack the quarterback. With 8:51 to go in the first half, Munford 14, Sylacauga nothing. This is the Donahue Physical Therapy High School Game of the Week on TV 47.
A funeral service represents a family's final farewell to their loved ones. Knowing this, we go beyond what is expected to ensure the ceremony is beautiful and memorable, a truly fitting tribute to that special life. We invite you to visit us to meet our staff and tour our renovated facility complete with a new dining area and catering services. We've been serving the people of this area for over 40 years, and we think that you'll be pleased to find that making lasting impressions remains our first priority. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.
A 65-yard touchdown drive capped off with a 1-yard touchdown run, and the Munford Lions lead Sylacauga by a score of 14-0. Pernell Mitchell on that touchdown. Pernell Mitchell. He's a senior, 6 foot 230. So Munford will kick off. Jacoby Threet. He is a junior. And the Aggies in a hole early, 14-0, and this is not what Sylacauga wanted. Sylacauga not a real good come-from-behind football team. At least this year they haven't been. Kick picked up at the 15-yard line by Lou Dell. And Lou Dell spins his way on the kickoff return, and Sylacauga will take over.
Lou Dale.
Trailing 14-0. At about the 33-yard line, 34-yard line, the Aggies will start there. Let's see if we can get some offense started here. It's been a tough go so far. Quarterback Dalen Keith with Stockdale and Ridgeway behind him. Man in motion, flip to the top of the screen. And that's where we go. A nice twisting run by Journey Stockdale.
Journey Stockdale on the carry. Stop made.
Simmons makes a tackle.
Mitchell. And number 14, Lance Smith.
Sylacauga needs to string together some first downs. This one's picked up 5, so second down, actually 4, second and 6. I set this time. And quarterback keeps it, and Keith's got some running room. Keith's got a first down. Keith has got some speed, and he faked inside to Stockdale and pulls it out. And Keith has got good speed, and you see right here a great play fake by Stockdale, and Ridgeway with a good block too. And Keith is on the corner for Randy Jinks' first down.
Number 5.
Not much here for Ridgeway, however.
On the carry. Initial stop by number 7, Pernell Mitchell.
Mitchell and Sistrunk combine on the tackle at the Munford 45-yard line. Pick up of 3, second and 7. And to the 40 to the 39-yard line goes Keith on the carry, quarterback keeper.
Dalen Keith on the quarterback
Peyton
keeper.
Gaither
Stop
makes a tackle.
So number 30, Peyton Gaither.
Little stutter step and falling to the 39-yard line. Third down and 3. Ridgeway off right in. Ridgeway gets a block. He's got a first down, slips a tackle and more. First down, Sylacauga. Jordan Ridgeway.
Ridgeway on the carry.
On the carry for the Aggies, and it picks up a Sylacauga first down. Watch this. Ridgeway gets a nice block on the corner right there and slips inside and gets a big first down for Sylacauga. Nice block by Journey Stockdale on the corner. So first down for the Aggies. Hit in the backfield, and Keith keeps it himself. He's got some running room. He run out of bounds by Kyle Ross.
Number 3, Dalen Keith on the keeper.
Sylacauga moving the football here. The best field position they've had tonight. And it's at the 17-yard line. Lowering his head, getting a couple of yards, is Stockdale. Munford said they recovered a fumble, but it's a first down for Sylacauga. Randy Jinks first down. So the Aggies trying to get on the board here with 6:22 to go in the first half. Very hard to spot where the marker is. Quarterback keeper. And inside, nice run. Nice run by Keith for Sylacauga. He's got another first down. No, he doesn't. It's a little short of the first down, but that was a good run by Keith on the corner. Nice play fake inside, missed tackle there. Keith with a stutter step, and he spins forward, and he makes a big gain. Quarterback keeper. And Sylacauga.
Number 3, Taylor Keith, takes it in for the Sylacauga
Keith.
touchdown.
And the official didn't signal touchdown. It is a touchdown for Sylacauga. A beautiful drive by the Sylacauga Aggies answering the Munford lines, and Keith did a lot of that on his own. He got some good blocking. Keith over right guard from about 2 yards out. The point after by Cole Porch is up, and the kick is no good. Porch misses the extra point. So with 5:40 to go in the first half, Sylacauga trails Munford by a score of 14-6.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Sylacauga with a beautiful drive, and update from Sylacauga, it's Weaver, not B.B. Comer over Weaver, it's Weaver over B.B. Comer 13-0. Here, Sylacauga trails 14-6.
Number 10, Ethan Swinford, back to receive.
Cole Porch kicks off. Swinford very dangerous returning kicks. Here we go. Tall kick that's going to be taken in, and that is L.J. Flint. Flint in the secondary. Flint. And the final stop made by Lane Strickler. That would have been a touchdown. So special teams come into play here, and Flint takes it at the 18-yard line, and he's got a nice hole to run through, and he's got a first down here for, got the team up to the 45-yard line, first down and 10 for the Lions, leading 14-8. Tuck and Sistrunk. That's not Sistrunk this time. That's Pernell Mitchell, who scored a touchdown earlier. Chase Ivy on the tackle for Sylacauga. 5:14 to go in the half. Munford 14, Sylacauga 6. The winner advances to the playoff, and the loser doesn't. Simple as that. Got a yard, second down and 9. Busted play, and Tuck making something out of it. My goodness, Sylacauga had him back there, and Tuck slips away. Making something out of nothing. Watch this. Sylacauga had him hemmed in, and he just gets away. Rusty Kraft had him dead to rights, but he picks up about 5 yards, and it's third down, 9-4. Tuck gives to Mitchell, and he goes nowhere.
Number 7, Pernell Mitchell. Stop made.
Zane Smith there. And Sylacauga just stacks it up. And a nice job. And the first to get there is Cam Cook for Sylacauga. So it's fourth down and 4. Not surprisingly, Munford going to go for it. They've had success on fourth down conversions. May have to call a timeout. They do. With 3:29 to go in the first half, it's Munford 14, Sylacauga 6. This is the Donahue Physical Therapy Game of the Week on TV 47, the Alabama Cable Network, and TV 24.
Collier Motors Paint and Body, family owned and operated, has been serving the folks of Sylacauga and South Talladega County for over 26 years. We do all types of body work and use PPG paints. We offer a lifetime warranty for our work. We also do all types of insurance work too. We at Collier Motors are proud supporters of all our schools here in South Talladega County. So come in and see Norman, Leslie, and the guys. And from our family to yours, thank you.
Weaver leading B.B. Culver by a score of 13-0. Here's the second touchdown of the night for Weaver, and this is a big touchdown run here. And Weaver leading the Tigers by a score of 13-0 down at Legion Stadium in Sylacauga. In Munford, the Lions over the Aggies 14-6. And looks like Munford may punt here. Possibly. At least they're in punt formation. And they do. A little pooch punt. And it's going to hit and roll inside the 15 and stopped at the 11. So Sylacauga deep in their own territory, trailing 14-6, but Sylacauga's defense gets a breather now as the offense comes back out on the field after a long drive the previous series. Let's see if we can put together another one with 3:19 to go in the first half, trailing 14-6. This is senior night here at Munford, and all the seniors, of course, football players and cheerleaders and band, and recognized for their senior leadership, and might be the final game on this field for those young men and young ladies. So we kind of got a different look at quarterback, and this is Keith on the carry. Keith carries the football, and
Number 3, Bailey Keith. On the carry.
And they just ran that one play with J.D. Deloach. They bring him back out now. And Keith back in at quarterback. A little different look, picks up 9, however. 2:50 to go. Keith inside, handoff to Stockdale. Stockdale's got the first down. That's a Randy Jinks first down, by the way.
Stop made by number 7, Cornell Mitchell.
Mitchell on the tackle. First down, Sylacauga with 2:40 to go. Let's see if Sylacauga tries to get a big play here late in the first half. Keith looking to throw, swings it out in the backfield to Wyckoff, who drops the pass. Second down and 10.
Keith pass, ball's incomplete.
Sylacauga trailing 14-6. The Aggies started the year 4-0 and got into some region games, and this region is a tough go from top to bottom. J.D. Deloach at quarterback. Deloach looking to throw. He spins, and he is going to be sacked way back. Big sack by Jacoby Keith, or Jacoby Threed, I should say.
Number 16.
Threed, and actually that is number 13 in there too. That's Caleb Cotton. Excuse me, Simmons, I should say. So it's fourth down. A third down. This Sylacauga going to take a timeout.
Timeout.
As Simmons sacks J.D. Deloach, will hold it here on this third down play with the Aggies trailing 14-6. They have brought Deloach in on a couple of plays in this series, and he was sacked on that one, so it'll bring up third down and very long. It is a cool night in Munford. Temperatures in the low 50s right now. So third down and very long for Sylacauga. Minute 57 to go. Halftime at Legion Stadium in Sylacauga. Weaver, the Bearcats over BB Comer 13-0. Here's DeLoach, the quarterback. DeLoach looks to throw. He throws out in the flat. It's caught by Keith, and Keith's got some running room, but not nearly enough.
DeLoach pass, complete to number 3.
And once again, it's Pernell Mitchell over there to make the stop.
Stop made by number 7, Pernell Mitchell.
They tried to get Keith in space, and just the quickness of Pernell Mitchell. Timeout call once again. We'll take one as well. Minute 46 to go for half. Munford 14, Sylacauga 6.
Town and Country Cleaners, West Fort Williams and Sylacauga, Cherokee Road in Alexander City, understand the business of life. Your dry cleaning is our specialty, whatever the season may be. Mondays, 5 laundry shirts, $8.25. Tuesday, 2-piece suits, $6.50. Wednesday, regular dresses, $6.50 each. And Wednesday and Thursday, pants, $3.25 each. From uniforms for officers to cheerleaders to band, we handle them all. Town and Country Cleaners, Sylacauga and Alexander City. From our friendly staff, we say thank you.
After the timeout, Sylacauga will punt. Munford called that timeout, a minute 46 to go. They want the football back. And punting it out is Brady Davis, and nice bounce for Sylacauga. It'll go inside the 45-yard line and stop there. So Munford still in good field position with a minute 35 to go, leading Sylacauga 14-6. And you know Coach Smith and the Lions want points on the board before halftime. Crowd kind of quiet here for the moment. It's been kind of a misty evening, and the field kind of churned up a little bit because of the rain. Caleb Cotton comes in at a wideout at the top of the screen. The Lions have been throwing to Ethan Swinford quite a lot, number 10. Here comes a pitch, and Sylacauga, great job. Great job by Cam Cook, the defensive end. And he tackles Pernell Mitchell for a loss. Second down. Clock running at 70 seconds in the half. Jay Tuck, the sophomore quarterback. He's going to throw it out in the flat. It's caught, running room, midfield, 45, and out of bounds is L.J. Flint, the junior. And that stops the clock with the first down. And Flint just got by Torrey Harris, the linebacker, and gets the first down. At the Sylacauga 44-yard line. Tuck loads the throw, blitz coming. Oh, he picks it up. That's going to be trouble. That is trouble. Inside the 10-yard line, a great play call. And that is a big halfback, Justin Sistrunk. Sylacauga coming with an all-out blitz. And Tuck picks it up, and there he goes. You get the all-out blitz, and you just flip it out there to your big halfback, and he does the rest. Big, big play. 40 seconds to go in the first half. So Munford deep in Aggie territory. (14-6). Munford leads Sylacauga, trying to add to that score before halftime. Tuck has had pretty good success throwing the football, and he's looking to throw. He's going in the end zone in the corner, got a man wide open for the touchdown. Kadarius Parker and Sylacauga mixed up on their coverage, and he's looking for Parker in the corner of the end zone, and Sylacauga just out of position defensively, and it's another touchdown. That makes it 20-6. 2-point conversion attempt coming. Tuck's going to run it. Now he looks to throw, throwing, and it's batted away. Torrey Harris tips it away. The two-point conversion is no good. Munford leads Sylacauga by a score of 20-6 with 35 seconds to go in the first half. Back to Munford Stadium right after this.
Ron Johnson has been serving the people in the Coosa Valley for over 38 years. As a voice for the citizens of District 33, he has been a champion for the schools and their athletic programs. Ron Johnson proudly supports the teams competing every Friday night here in District 33. So good luck and have a great season.
Munford does what they set out to do, and that's get a touchdown very late in the first half. They lead Sylacauga 20-6. And a lot of it was on the screen pass to Sistrom. And so Munford puts another one on the board. They lead it 20-6 and will kick off Jacoby Threet. 35 seconds to go in the half. Threet drops it in between the Sylacauga offensive kickoff team. And on the return for the Aggies,
Number 27.
that's Malik Pope, the freshman.
Stop made by number 4, Drake Dorman.
Sylacauga does not need to get any further behind. They trail by 2 scores. They had a nice drive earlier here in the second quarter, but defensively they're having trouble with the Munford Lions. Ridgway, 40, 45, Ridgway on the corner. He's got good speed, and Ridgway's finally chased out of bounds in Munford territory.
Ridgway on the carry. Stop made by number 5, Cam Lemons.
Still 15 seconds to go. Ridgway is finally tracked down at about the 30-yard line. So Randy Jinks first down. At the 29-yard line. Sylacauga trying to get on the board as a half ends. Keith, running room. Big gain for the Aggies. That's a first down. Journey Stockdale.
Journey Stockdale.
8 seconds to go in the first half. Sylacauga deep in Munford territory now. Good block. And Stockdale runs it forward. And Sylacauga in business right here with a timeout now with 8 seconds to go in the half. We'll hold this one here as Sylacauga on the sideline with Coach Griffith. And the importance of points here. You can't measure the importance of Sylacauga getting points here because they're trailing 20-6, and what a big boost it would be for the Aggies if they can get some points out of this. Remember, the winner of this game advances to the 5A playoffs, and the loser of this game, their season's over.
Your winners.
So it's going to be interesting what the play call here is with only 8 seconds to go in the half.
Thank you for your support.
Dalen Keith, the senior quarterback, he has Ridgway and Stockdale back there with him. Ball's at the 16-yard line. Looks like he's going to try to go into the end zone. He's rolling out, looking, throwing in the end zone. Got a man open. It is out of bounds, and it is a touchdown. Oh, yeah. Touchdown for the Aggies, and that is Brady Davis with a 16-yard touchdown catch. And good job by Keith rolling away from pressure. And he's got Davis in the end zone for an Aggie score. It's 20-12. Sylacauga will go for 2 here to try to get back to 20-14 with no time left on the clock. Here's Keith. Pitches. Ridgeway looking, can't get there. Looked like he had a little seam, but nothing doing as Munford closes the door and the first half comes to a close. Making the stop is Kyle Walsh. We go to the dressing room with Sylacauga trailing Munford by a score of 20-14. It's been a wild second quarter as the Aggies and the Lions battling it out. It is Munford 20, Sylacauga 12. We've got your halftime show brought to you by Coosa Valley Medical Center. That's coming up next.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
We believe everybody should have a great night's sleep. That's why you have to check out our Scott Living Mattress Collection today. Quality, comfort, and a lot of ease. Dream big.
Introducing Scott Living Mattresses. For a limited time, save up to $1,000 on any Scott Living mattress set, plus 24-month special financing. When you buy a Scott Living mattress set, now is the best time to save up to $1,000 on a Scott Living mattress set.
Come in today to check out these and many more great deals. King's Mattress Outlet, Sylacauga.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by and see us today. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
A funeral service represents a family's final farewell to their loved ones. Knowing this, we go beyond what is expected to ensure the ceremony is beautiful and memorable, a truly fitting tribute to that special life. We invite you to visit us to meet our staff and tour our renovated facility complete with a new dining area and catering services. We've been serving the people of this area for over 40 years, and we think that you'll be pleased to find that making lasting impressions remains our first priority. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.
A few of our Halloween favorites, including Frankenstein, the Monster Mash, Ghostbusters. The band is under the field direction of Assistant Dinosaur Drum Major Jameson Hill. Ladies and gentlemen, the multi-award-winning Pride of Munford Marching Band.
Tonight's halftime and post-game hospitality room sponsor, Home Realty.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Collier Motors Paint and Body, family owned and operated, has been serving the folks of Sylacauga and South Talladega County for over 26 years. We do all types of body work and use PPG paints. We offer a lifetime warranty for our work. We also do all types of insurance work too. We at Collier Motors are proud supporters of all our schools here in South Talladega County. So come in and see Norman, Leslie, and the guys. And from our family to yours, thank you.
Town and Country Cleaners, West Fort Williams and Sylacauga, Cherokee Road and Alexander City understand the business of life. Your dry cleaning is our specialty, whatever the season may be. Mondays, 5 laundry shirts, $8.25. Tuesday, 2-piece suits, $6.50. Wednesday, regular dresses, $6.50 each. And Wednesday and Thursday, pants, $3.25 each. From uniforms for officers to cheerleaders to band, we handle them all. Town and Country Cleaners, Sylacauga and Alexander City. From our friendly staff, we say
thank you.
A cool, wet night in Munford, Alabama at Munford Stadium as the Lions lead the Aggies at halftime by a score of 20-12. Looking at some of the highlights of the first half, brought to you by Coosa Valley, Greater Coosa Valley Chamber of Commerce. It doesn't take long for Munford to get on the board as Swinford takes a catch from Tuck, and it is with a 2-point conversion. It is 8-0. So Munford out early over the Sylacauga Aggies. And here is Ridgeway. And Ridgeway with a nice run there in the first down. And Sylacauga with Keith, nice fake. He spins. And Keith with a nice first down. And then he drives off right tackle for the touchdown. And it's kickoff return here after the Aggie touchdown. That was a tough deal there with L.J. Flint, and Munford gets another touchdown there. And here comes Sylacauga, though, with quarterback taking a big sack. He had just come in, J.D. Deloach, sacked by the Munford defense. Here's his screen pass, and that really hurt Sylacauga as Sistrunk runs it inside the 10-yard line. Munford with a throw and catch for the touchdown here to increase their lead as Parker on the touchdown, but Sylacauga coming right back. Here is Jordan Ridgeway down the sideline very late in the first half, and he gets bumped out of bounds, but a big play for Sylacauga. The Aggies going for a touchdown here, and they throw it, and there he is, open in the back of the end zone. Brady Davis, and it's 20-12, a big touchdown drive for Sylacauga as the first half comes to a close, and Sylacauga trails Munford by a score of 20-12. Remember now, the winner of this game moves to the 5A playoffs. The loser, their season is over with. At Legion Stadium in Sylacauga, it is Weaver and B.B. Comer. Weaver with the first touchdown of the night as the quarterback for Weaver fumbles the football, and there B.B. Comer is scrambling for it, and they get the fumble. So B.B. Comer takes over there, but B.B. Comer moving the football nicely right there as the Tigers making some noise against the Weaver Bearcats, and B.B. Comer trying to make something happen. Weaver's a tough Football team, and here's Weaver with a touchdown here, and Weaver leads B.B. Comer at halftime, and you know, B.B. Comer with Adam Fawcett, the second-year coach, and he's doing some good things over there, building that program. Weaver's a seasoned, big, fast football team. And B.B. Comer trails by a score of 13-0 at halftime. And Sylacauga now getting set to kick off as we begin third quarter action at Munford Stadium. Cole Porch kicks it out of bounds, and Munford will take it at their own 35-yard line to begin the third quarter. So let's see how Sylacauga responds after getting that late touchdown. They were down 20-6, didn't look good. Sylacauga really just sensed their headgear and said, hey, let's make something happen here, and they did, and to close the half with a touchdown and trailed by a score of 20-12. And Sylacauga got to stop Munford's offense. That's been a problem in the first half. And let's see what adjustments have been made by the Aggie coaching staff to begin the third quarter, as Jay Tuck has thrown the ball well. Pernell Mitchell has run the ball well, so has Sistrunk. And Sylacauga is going to have to come up with a remedy for this offensive attack if they're going to win this football game. 1st and 10 from the Munford 35-yard line. Sistrunk back there with Tuck. Tuck wants to throw. He did a lot of that in the first half. He's got a man open down the sideline to the Aggie 43-yard line. And that is L.J. Flint. Flint caught a handful of balls in the first half. Sylacauga tried to get pressure on Tuck, but he got it out of there. You see the pressure coming from Sylacauga from the backside. That's Taylor Strickland, but a little too late. And it's a first down, a Randy Jinks first down for the Lions at the 41-yard line. And a little pitch out here on the corner, and still running. Missed tackles by the Aggies. And Parker with the reception. That's a funny little play, just kind of flicked it out there. You see it here, and didn't really know if that was going to be a pass or a run, but he gets it into the hands of the speedster and Parker, and he gets all the way to the Aggie 15-yard line. Munford knows the importance of taking back control of this football game very early in the third quarter. Here's Tuck. Gives to Sistrunk. Sistrunk is hit at the line of scrimmage.
Number 18, Justin Sistrunk.
Cam Cook for Sylacauga. Also Christian Twyman, the defensive tackle, sophomore. 2nd down and 10. Or make it 2nd and 9. Just underway in the third quarter. Munford leads Sylacauga 20-12. Here's Tuck on the move, looking, throwing into the end zone again, and is caught at the 5-yard line. And who is it? Well, of course, it's Ethan Swinford. Swinford gets open, and Sylacauga can't get a whole lot of pressure on the quarterback, and pretty good coverage by Sylacauga that time, but deep in Aggie territory at the 4-yard line now. Malik Pope on the tackle. Eye set. Sistrunk. Sistrunk dives. He's in the end zone for the touchdown. Munford quickly regains control over the Aggies 26-12. And that time, they just knocked Sylacauga off the football. And Sistrunk does the rest from 4 yards out. And Munford will again go for 2 here, leading 26-12. Big backfield. Here's Sistrunk. Sistrunk stretches across the goal line, and the 2-point conversion is good. Munford 28, Sylacauga 12, 10-11 to go in the third quarter. Here is Sistrunk.
10 minutes.
It just stretches across the goal line, and it's 26-12 as 28-12. Munford leads Sylacauga. Back to Munford Stadium after this.
Ron Johnson has been serving the people in the Coosa Valley for over 38 years. As a voice for the citizens of District 33, he has been a champion for the schools and their athletic programs. Ron Johnson proudly supports the teams competing every Friday night here in District 33. So good luck and have a great season.
Munford came out in the third quarter, and Coach Smith and his staff had told his guys, I'm sure at halftime, look, regain control. And they did with a 65-yard touchdown drive, capped off by a Sistrunk 4-yard run. And the Aggies trail now 28-12. Sylacauga has had all kind of trouble stopping this Munford offense. 3 kicks off. Taken by Ludell. Ludell is hit and knocked down. Special team coverage. Ontarius Toyer, along with Pernell Mitchell. Ludell has been injured some this year, and he takes a straight up hit right there. Toyer the first to get there. 28-yard line, the Aggies start, trailing 28-12. Got to move the football. Here's Keith. And some running room for Malik Pope now, who's in at running back. They had been grooming Pope some in the Aggie backfield offensively. He's a starter on defense. He's a freshman. And pick up a 4, 2nd and 6. It's been basically a penalty, very few penalties in this football game. Here's Pope again. He's got running room. Pope first down and more. He's on the sideline. Pope 50, 40, 30. And Pope is inside the 25-yard line. That's Malik Pope. They'll mark it at the 27. It'll be a first down. Aggies, a Randy Jinks first down. The guards pull, and Pope turns it and comes outside. Malik Pope with a great run. So it'll be a first down Aggies. Update from Legion Stadium, 21-0 Weaver over B.B. Calmer. Here's the quarterback keeper, and cameraman a little fool on that. And here is a touchdown for Malik Pope. Sylacauga, just like that, the Aggies in the end zone.
Number 27.
And you can see the pitch. Well, you couldn't see the pitch from Keith to Pope, but Pope runs it in 27 yards, and just like that is 28-18. Sylacauga will go for 2 here. So up and down the field we go. Jordan Ridgway, the setback. Sylacauga trying to close the gap. And no, I don't know if he's going to get there or not. He falls forward and he gets there. He does. And it is 28-20, a strong push right at the end by Dalen Keith. And the Aggies close within 8 now as Keith rode Ridgway and pushes into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So Sylacauga with 9:08 remaining in the third quarter trails Munford 28-20.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
So Munford a touchdown in the third quarter. Sylacauga answers. We're 28-20. Cole Porch kicks off. And Sylacauga, great coverage on the special teams downfield. That is Brady Davis.
Point protection, kick return. Stop is made.
Stockdale slipped. And it's just enough for Davis That's Casey, but it's just enough for Davis to get down there and make the tackle. Near the 20-yard line. Sylacauga still must stop this Munford Lion offense. Tucker on the pitch. And Sylacauga just wraps up the ball carrier and knocks him down. That's Cam Cook getting over there. And Pernell Mitchell on the carry. And Sylacauga with Chase Ivy there as well. No gain. Mix up with the Munford offense as Justin Sistrunk jumped a little early. That'll be a 5-yard mark off against the Lions, and you can kind of sense the momentum swinging towards Sylacauga a little bit. 5-yard mark off to the 15, so it's second down and 15 now. (28-20) Munford over the Aggies. Throwing, caught wide open. Still moving. A big first down. That's Tadarius Parker. And Parker just finds a spot and gets open. And the Lions are roaring here with a first down, a Randy Jinks first down. Swing pass out of the backfield to Casey. Casey down the sideline. He's inside the 35-yard line. No letting up for Munford. Let's see where they mark it. Penalty flag is down, by the way. That might be a holding against Munford. That's a big break for Sylacauga. Jay Tuck has had a lot of success in throwing the football tonight. Sylacauga not able to get enough pressure on him. He has a quick release in the flats, and then he's got enough arm to get it down the field. And he has been very accurate tonight on target. At the 47-yard line, 7:39 to go in the third quarter. Munford 28, Sylacauga 20. That one is tipped and batted away. Gabe Cox on the coverage.
Tuck pass. Tender for number 5, Cam Lemon.
Down in distance hasn't meant a whole lot to Munford tonight. They've gone for it on fourth down several times and made it big third down conversions. At the Sylacauga 47-yard line, here is Tuck to take the snap. Mitchell back there with him. Tuck keeps it. Sylacauga after him. He slips one tackle. He's in the secondary and trips and falls at the 30-yard line. He may have scored if he hadn't tripped and fell. They had him right there. He stiff arms Rusty Kraft, and he trips and falls at the 29-yard line. It is a first down for the Lions. Down in distance don't mean much to them. Throwing, caught, and tackled at the 23-yard line is Casey. On the stop for Sylacauga, Chase Ivy. And also there to make the initial hit is Gabe Cox. Not much on that play. Holding looked like maybe inside against the Lions as Mitchell had no room. Flag thrown into the middle of the line, and usually that means a holding. Let's see. It is holding against Munford.
Holding against
Munford overcame a hold on this same drive just a few plays back. And they'll have to overcome this one as well if they continue this drive. Munford 28, Sylacauga 20. 6:31 remaining in the third quarter. It's do or die here at Munford Stadium tonight. One of these teams will pack up their uniforms for the season. The other will advance to 5A playoffs. At the 33-yard line, Munford will put it back in play. Jay Tuck has shown great poise at quarterback tonight for the Lions. He's a sophomore, and he hands it this time to another penalty flag is down. There's Kyle Ross on the carry, and that may be another hold.
Penalty marker on the play.
Wow. Back-to-back holding calls against Munford.
Holding.
And I think that one was called on Cam Lemons, one of the wide receivers out there trying to get a block. So Munford going backwards here. They'll put it now at the Sylacauga 43-yard line. So they've got to get inside Sylacauga's 20 for a first down. Tuck with Kyle Ross back there. Kyle Ross is a senior. Here's Tuck loading up to throw. Pumps, he's going for the home run ball. He got a man, and it is almost caught by Ethan Swinford.
Intended for number 10, Ethan Swinford.
Trying to make the interception, Dontavius Ware. Actually, that was a very catchable ball. He threw it between two defenders, including Keith. And for one of the few times tonight, Ethan Swinford didn't come down with a catch. Third down. He loads up again. Little swing pass out in the flat. Got some blockers out there, but Sylacauga recovers nicely. That'll bring up fourth down.
Cuts pass, complete to number 21, Kyle Ross.
Kyle Ross with the reception, but Sylacauga in good position defensively to make the tackle. So it'll bring up fourth down now. And very long. 28-20 Munford, 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. The ball will be marked in play at the Aggie 34-yard line. They've got to get inside the 20 for the first down. Four-man front. Here is Tuck on the pitch, and they're going to throw the halfback pass. And it is incomplete. Good coverage by Sylacauga. They tried to get the pass down to L.J. Flint. But on the coverage for the Aggies, he wasn't fooled. Dontavius Ware, the sophomore. Sylacauga looked like they'd seen that play before, and pass falls incomplete. So Sylacauga will take over on downs, trailing 28-20. That's a big stop for Sylacauga, aided by several holding penalties against Munford. Dalen Keith getting the play call. Ridgway back there with him. And Sylacauga is going to get penalized here, looks like.
Penalty marker on the play.
It is against the Aggies, false start. Confusion on the shifts for the Aggies and who was going where, and that'll back it up 5 yards. First and 15 now. At the Sylacauga 29-yard line. Another busted play. And Keith is busted down too.
number 3.
Ontarius Toyer on the tackle.
Stop made. Number 55.
And 55 there too, Jacoby Threet. So second down and long. 4:17 the clock running. Third quarter action brought to you by Alabama State Representative District 33, Ron Johnson. Keith. And the carry by Malik Pope.
Cedric Pope in the carry.
And that will be short of the first down.
Bernal Mitchell. Number 18, Justice Istrom.
Ridgeway with a pretty good block there, but Keith is short of the first down. And that will bring up third down. Throwing, and it is, in and out of the hands of Taylor, who was running free. Quay Taylor. And boy, that was a great play call. And Taylor had it and couldn't hold it. So Sylacauga will punt. Remember that play. 3:34 to go in the third quarter. Need a good punt here by Davis. And Davis gets it out of there. And it's fumble. Sylacauga after it. It's on the ground. The Aggies have it. And recovering the fumble is Tyler Thompson. But you can see that happening right in front of us as the punt return guy, he never had a good look at it. And that's Kyle Ross, the fine senior. And the Aggies
28-yard line.
recover the fumble, and deep in Munford territory is Sylacauga. I formation. Inside handoff, nothing doing. Ridgeway is just jammed up there. Second down.
Number 5, Ridgeway on the carry. Initial stop.
3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Munford 28, Sylacauga 20. Ball at the 25-yard line or thereabouts, 26-yard line. Off left end is Pope. Pope cuts the corner, and he's knocked down at the 25.
Number 27.
Good tackle by Peyton Gaither, the outside linebacker. Third down and long for Sylacauga, and a penalty flag is down as holding against the Aggies.
Against Sylacauga.
Well, we just talked a little while ago about it basically being a penalty-free game since early in the first quarter, but it's caught up with us here in the third. A 10-yard mark off against the Aggies. Keith off right in. Here's Pope on the corner. He got some running room. And Pope with a nice game.
Pope on the carry. Stop made by number 30.
Pope gets some good blocks too. 68, Schuler Simmons with a nice kick-out block. And nothing doing there. That play was busted up from the start. And that's the big guy, Jacoby Keith.
Quarterback keeper. Initial stop. Number 55.
Fourth down.
Brings up fourth down.
$27-0 Weaver over B.B. Comer. Throwing. And it is caught. Nice catch again. That's Brady Davis down there, and it's an Aggie first down. A Randy Jinks first down as Keith finds Davis open on the sideline. And that's the second big catch by Brady Davis tonight.
Brady Davis.
First down, Aggies. I formation. Pope slips one tackle, can't get another one though, as Pernell Mitchell closes it out. Minute 25 to go in the third quarter. Munford leading Sylacauga 28-20. The Aggies deep in Munford territory. Ball right around the 15-yard line. Here's Pope off right in. He is slammed to the ground.
Once again, Pope on the carry.
Kyle Ross.
21. Kyle Ross. Penalty marker.
Penalty marker's down. Let's see. Maybe another holding. Personal foul against Sylacauga. Wow.
Against Sylacauga.
That is a backbreaker. Happened in the secondary, looked like, where the flag was thrown, and that is a big, big penalty. See where they mark this thing now. Third down and a cab ride back to Sylacauga. Keith looking, throwing, and it's intercepted. Intercepted at the 5-yard line. That's Cam Lemons on the interception. Trying to get it to Clay Taylor.
Walker would take over first and 10 from the 5-yard line.
Keith squared, but just good coverage by Cam Lemons, and Munford will take over after the interception. Weaver leading B.B. Comer by a score of 27-0 right now in Legion Stadium in Sylacauga. First down and 10 for the Lions. Tuck, first man through, and Sylacauga's got it stacked up pretty good at the 5-yard line.
Number 7, Pernell Mitchell on the carry.
Mitchell on the carry, and on the stop for Sylacauga is Dontavius Ware.
Stop made. Number 45.
Only 30 seconds to go for Sylacauga. Chase Ivey in on the stop as well. Munford 28, Sylacauga 20. Fourth quarter promises to be a thriller for sure.
Penalty marker on the play.
Penalty flag is down. Offside against the Aggies. Wow. So 5-yard mark off to the 11-yard line. Pitch. Sistrunk lowers his head and crosses the 20.
Number 18, Justin Sistrunk.
That's the end of the third quarter as Munford leads Sylacauga 28-20. Let's look at the Weaver touchdown at B.B. Comer coming up next. And Weaver's an excellent football team. They're big, they're strong, and they're fast. B.B. Comer is young, inexperienced, and it's showing tonight against the Weaver Bearcats as the Cats lead B.B. Comer by a score of 28-0. Fourth quarter action coming up next from Munford Stadium.
We believe everybody should have a great night's sleep. That's why you have to check out our Scott Living mattress collection today. Quality, comfort, and a lot of ease. Dream big.
Introducing Scott Living Mattresses. For a limited time, save up to $1,000 on any Scott Living mattress set, plus 24-month special financing. When you buy a Scott Living mattress set, now is the best time to save up to $1,000 on a Scott Living mattress set.
Come in today to check out these and many more great deals. King's Mattress Outlet, Sylacauga.
We head to the fourth quarter. Munford holding to a 28-20 lead over Sylacauga. And the Aggies trailed at halftime 20-12. Munford with a 28-20 lead now. And if the Aggies are going to do it, they got to do it right here in the fourth quarter on the road against the Munford Lions. I set, pitch. Sistrunk gets a couple of 3 yards, and another penalty flag comes in. That's got to be maybe a holding as well, but let's see. I remember Jim Jacobs, who used to run, he's still in the radio business, I think, and television too. But he would say the mighty Munford Lions. And that was back in their heyday. They still got a strong program, 3-6 on the season this year in 5A, but they have been a great program over the years in 4A. Penalties against Munford. Now those minutes starting to become precious. You know that Sylacauga is going to get 2 or 3 possessions here in the fourth quarter. Just as time appears. Here's Tuck, looking, throwing, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by the Aggies. That's Chris Howard. Howard with the interception, and he goes down at the 28-yard line. Wow. He played it just right, stayed in his zone, and Chris Howard, the freshman, with the interception. And Howard trying to get some blocks and then decided to get on down on the ground at the 27-yard line. So the Aggies with an interception and have the football. Trailing 28-20. Penalty flags are down as we check Weaver over B.B. Comer 35-0 now. Remember, the Tigers were only down to Piedmont 14-0 last week at halftime. Second half, teams begin to flex their muscles against the Tigers. High set for the Aggies. Here's Ridgeway. Ridgeway breaking tackles. There he goes. Jordan Ridgeway, touchdown Aggies. 28-26 now. Ridgeway found some blocks on the left side. Let's look at it. And he gets in the secondary, and he is gone. Jordan Ridgeway, the junior running back. 28-26. Sylacauga will try to tie it up here. 2-point conversion. Option, trying to cut the corner. Now he's going to flip it into the end zone, and it is no good. It is picked off and by Kyle Ross, and that wasn't what Sylacauga wanted to do, I don't think. 28-26, Munford holding on to a 2-point lead over the Aggies with 11-12 to go. This is the Donahue Physical Therapy High School Game of the Week on TV 47, the Alabama Cable Network, and TV 24.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Pick up action from Legion Stadium in Sylacauga with Weaver adding another touchdown against B.B. Comer to make it 35-0. Hopefully we'll get to that in just a little while as the Aggies prepare to kick off, trailing by a score of 28-26 here in the fourth quarter. Here's Cole Porch to kick it away. Porch drills it down the field. And it goes out of bounds, so it'll be another opportunity for Munford at the 35-yard line. Here is a Weaver touchdown against the Tigers. And Weaver will stretch that defense out. They got a lot of speed, and they're going away from the Tigers right now, 35-0. Sylacauga beaten by Piedmont last week, 42-0. 35-yard line, Munford will have the football, leading 28-26. $11-12 to go in the fourth quarter. Jay Tuck led his team to a comeback win last week. He's got the football. And Tuck with both hands on it. Sylacauga takes it away from him. And that is Dalen Keith just stripping it away, and the Aggies come up with a fumble. Jay Tuck was running with the football. Looked like he had both hands on it. And Sylacauga just comes in, and Dalen Keith just rips it away from him, and Keith's got it, and an Aggie first down. Just strong arms and hands by quarterback Dalen Keith. Here's the Aggies now with the football with a chance to take the lead. From the 46-yard line. Keith. Not a whole lot of running room for Ridgeway on that one, a couple of 3 yards maybe. But Sylacauga seemed to find their stride at the end of the first half. They trail now 28-26. And they're at the Munford 46-yard line. Malik Pope on the corner. Pope smooth running. He's got an Aggie first down. That may be a penalty there. It is. Horse collar penalty against the Lions, and that'll tack on 15 more yards. You look at Pope finding his blockers. They are sealed off there, and then over to make the tackle, Kyle Ross, and Ross certainly didn't do that on purpose, but he yanked the ball carrier down by the shoulder pass for the back, and that's going to get you every time. So Sylacauga with a first down and 10 at the Munford 19-yard line. Dropped the football and is loose, and Munford's got it. Just a miscue on the handoff, and Munford recovers the fumble. And Dalen Keith never had it.
Fumble recovered. Number 74.
Took his eyes off of it and never really had the football. And Munford recovers, and that is a tough pill to swallow for the Aggies. 28-26, 10-14 to go. Plenty of time yet. But those possessions are becoming more precious. Tuck will take the snap. Tuck. The penalty flags fly. False start against Munford. That's a 5-yard penalty. And that's back to the 15-yard line. We again tell you, with the rain and wear on the field, it is hard for us to catch those yard lines. We do what we can, and it's at the 15 right now. Here's Tuck with a handoff. Sylacauga with really active defensive front now. Sylacauga's defense has played much better in the second half. Rusty Kraft getting up off the bottom of the stack. So it'll be second down. And got a yard, so second and 14. Clock moving, 9:45 remaining in the game. 28-26, a field goal could win it for Sylacauga. Munford wants to keep the football, and they've eaten up big chunks of yardage in this game. Here's Tuck on the throw. He's done it all night long. Swings it out here in the flat. It's caught by Parker. Parker breaks the tackle across the 30. And a penalty flag is down. Now it's holding against the Lions. Cornell Mitchell just shakes his head as the penalty flag is dropped, and it'll be marked off from the 12-yard line back to the 6. So Sylacauga with a great opportunity here. Don't want to give up the big play. Sylacauga defensively very active right now. Tuck gets the play from the sideline, backed up to his own 6-yard line, 28-26 Munford. 9 minutes and some change left in the game. Tuck to throw. Fires across the middle and is in and out of the hands and almost intercepted. Dalen Keith almost picked it off. And the pass is incomplete. Intended for L.J. Flint. So Sylacauga trying to make this one stand right here to possibly get good field position on a punt. Nothing behind you. Sylacauga's got to cover every area. Tuck is a very dangerous passer. He's in his end zone, looking, throwing. He's throwing the home run ball, and it's incomplete. Over on coverage for the Aggies, Dontavius Ware, the sophomore.
Number 10, Munford. 4th down.
4th down, and Munford will punt from out of their end zone. Clock stops, 8:49 remaining in the football game. B.B. Comer getting their first score of the night. And so the Tigers keep on fighting. The B.B. Comer Tigers in Class 3A. Punt out of the end zone. And it's going to be dropped and fair caught. Fair catch made by Malik Pope. So it bounced off of Pope's shoulder pad, looked like, and he caught it. Here's B.B. Comer going for 2 here, and they don't make it, so it's 35-6. First down and 10 for the Aggies. Concession stand half price at Munford Field, and what a closing football game. Here is Ridgeway. Ridgeway pushes ahead across the 40-yard line. 28-26. Munford leads the Aggies. Sylacauga quickly up to the football. 8:23 and the clock running.
Do not be on the track.
Sylacauga and Munford both in must-win situations tonight. The winner advances to the playoffs in the final game of the season. And pulled down from behind is Pope. And the big stop by Johnson. Johnson just outran the play. And Malik Pope is down for a loss. So it's 3rd down. 7:50 to go. Sylacauga with another possession or so after this one. They need to make something happen here. And the pitch on the corner, running room, Pope. He's got the first down. He's on the move. Pope inside the 10, inside the 5, to the 2-yard line before he's tracked down. Cam Lemons with a touchdown saving tackle. Malik Pope, but a penalty marker is down, and that's going to come back. That just wipes off a great run by Pope, and you could see the penalty flag thrown inside the offensive line. It looked like one of Sylacauga's interior linemen had the arms locked up of one of the Munford defenders, and that's going to negate the big run and move it back to the 47-yard line. A nice play call and a pitch. And Malik Pope, he's been the spark plug for this Aggie offense here in the second half. $7:15, the clock moving. Munford 28, Sylacauga 26. Got to be careful, and Sylacauga has to burn a timeout. 7:06 to go. Munford 28, Sylacauga 26. Back to Munford Stadium after this.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by and see us today. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Fourth quarter action of the Donahue Physical Therapy High School Game of the Week, brought to you in part by Courteous & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. The Aggies have to call a timeout, and that's something that you would like to save in your pocket for a while. But the Aggies got to be sure, so they get the timeout. At the Munford 47-yard line.
On your feet, line fans.
Big play. Here's Keith looking, time, throws, and it's caught in the secondary. And again, it's Malik Pope inside the 10-yard line. Battles his way inside the 5. It's first and goal, Sylacauga. Malik Pope circled out of the backfield, and Dalen Keith hit him in stride. Plenty of time. Good blocking by the offensive line, and Pope is in the secondary. And he continues to battle and push his way to the 5-yard line where it's first and goal, Aggies. Trailing 28-26, Sylacauga has never led. 6:30 to go in the game. Ridgway, the long setback. Ridgway keeps it. Ridgway, touchdown. No, they say short, right at the goal line. So Ridgway is a foot short of the goal line. Looked like he was headed in, but stopped short. Fumbles a football and squirming to try to get there. And the officials look at it, and it is, they're looking to the sideline now, and it's third down. Third down and goal. Sylacauga very fortunate as Keith dropped the handoff, or dropped the snap.
Make some noise.
And they're right at the goal line. Here we go. 5:30 to go in the football game. They bump together and they dive into the end zone. That is quarterback Keith for the 1-yard touchdown run, and Sylacauga has come all the way back. And they lead the Munford Lions 32-28. That was a play that was a little confusing. They run together, and Keith somehow battles into the end zone. He and Ridgway ran together, but in any event, Sylacauga has the lead. 34-28, 5:24 to go in the football game. 2-point conversion here. Here is the 2-point conversion is easily made by Dalen Keith, and Sylacauga goes up by a score of 34-28. Over the Munford Lions with 5:24 to go. As you see the replay, and nobody touched Keith, and he got a wall of blockers out there. Lou Dell made a nice block, and Ridgway gets a block as well. And Sylacauga, after trailing 14-0, after trailing 20-12, has climbed the top of the mountain and leads Munford 34-28. Here's B.B. Comer on the drive. B.B. Comer trying to get more points than they do, as the Tigers, the big play there, didn't quite get in the end zone, but Munford trying to, B.B. Comer trying to make some noise late in the football game at the 10-yard line in Bearcat territory. 34-28. Cole Porch to kick it away. Last couple of times he's kicked it out of bounds. This time it's going to be caught and dropped at the 29-yard line. So Munford will go to work there. That is L.J. Flint with the kickoff, and Flint fell in a mud puddle over there.
Munford has the ball first and 10. 30-yard line.
Sylacauga leading for the first time tonight, 34-28. What a comeback this has been. We said Sylacauga now a great come-from-behind football team. Well, they've proven otherwise tonight. First down for a very dangerous Jay Tuck, the quarterback. He gives to the big halfback, and that's Sistronk. Sistronk gets some yardage, and the clock continues to run as we move toward 5 minutes. Pickup of about 6 yards, second down. Plenty of time for Munford. They got quick strike capabilities. 34-28. Here's Tuck facing a 4-man Aggie front. Tuck rolling to throw, looks, squares, throws, caught at the 43-yard line. That is Sistronk. Excuse me, that is Parker on the reception. That is a Randy Jenks first down. Munford in the hurry-up offense now. 44-yard line, throwing again, incomplete. In on the coverage for Sylacauga is Gabe Cox.
Number 5, Cam Lemons.
Second down and 10. Clock stopped, 4:39 to go. Sylacauga 34-28 over Munford. Tuck rolling, throwing, and is that intercepted? Nope, incomplete. Trying to come up with the interception is Dontavius Ware, and Tuck was hit as he threw that one, so good pressure by Sylacauga's front. Third down and 10 from the Munford 43-yard line. Tuck has made some big plays tonight. He'll need one here. Third down and long. It's tipped again and incomplete. Taylor Strickland got his hands up there and batted that ball away. So it's fourth down. If you're Munford here, do you punt or do you go for it here? Might could pin Sylacauga back deep with a punt. Looks like they're going to go. Maybe the biggest play of the night. Now then the penalty flag's down, and that is against Sylacauga, offside. Wow. What a big mistake. Still fourth down, but about 5 yards to go now. And timeout is called by Munford. 4:27 to go in regulation. Sylacauga 34, Munford 28.
Sponsors. Mike's Tire and Auto. Mizell Heating and Air. Mark Skating and Baker. Farmers Insurance of Oxford. Cole Ponder Agency. J&M Towing.
Sylacauga leading Munford 34-28. With 4:27 to go in the football game. Munford with the timeout. As Sylacauga trailed 14-0 at halftime, behind 20-12. Munford with another touchdown to go up 28-12. And since then, it's been all Sylacauga. It's like Sylacauga just hit a gear late in the first half with that last second touchdown, and have really picked up steam here in the second half, even though they trailed 28-12 early in the third quarter. But the Aggies have stormed back and have taken the lead for the first time tonight. So it's fourth down. Sistron in the backfield with Tuck. Fourth down and 6. Here's Tuck looking, throwing. And he got a man open, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver who was wide open. That is Ethan Swinford. Swinford has been a thorn in the Aggies' side tonight, but that time he couldn't pull it in. So the Aggies take over on downs with 4:22 to go. Sylacauga needs a couple of first downs here. Must protect the football and be penalty free. At the Munford 47-yard line. Sylacauga, I don't know if they've got enough players on the field or not. Now they do, they got it set. Pope has got running room. And he is near the 41-yard line. Malik Pope just out of nowhere here in the second half.
Brings up second 5.
He's a hard runner, can find the seam, and he's got good speed. Pick up of 4, second down and 6. Clock running under 4 minutes now. Sylacauga 34, Munford 28. Pope off left end. He got some blocks. Pope got the first down and more as Sylacauga, that offensive line, which has been a little maligned, they have done the job, especially here in the second half. Chop block against Sylacauga, but Simmons and Brazier paving the way, and we talked about penalty free. There's one against Sylacauga you don't see very often, a chop block. Well, let's see where this one's going to be moved to. The Aggies defense awaiting the penalty to be assessed. .338 to go in the football game. It's in trouble is Keith, and he's cut down. Uh-oh. There's a swing by one of the Munford players to the headgear of one of the Aggies that the referee didn't, I don't think he saw it. And Sylacauga, wait a minute, Munford wants to call a timeout. I'm looking at the Sylacauga sideline, and I don't know if Sylacauga's got headsets over there. I know some of the coaches don't. I just noticed that. I don't know if we can get a close-up of that and take a look or not. But I could be wrong, but I know several of the coaching staff did not have headsets. Munford does. And maybe we can check that out in a minute or two. But the timeout called by Munford. And you see Coach Griffith doesn't have a headset. And none of the other coaches do either. So I don't know if they had headset problems. Obviously they did. Munford's got theirs. And, you know, that is a big, big deal. And if Sylacauga holds on to win, Coach Griffith may not wear them in the playoffs. I would think he would, but anyway, you look for omens, I guess. Pope is in a lot of trouble, and Pope is tracked down with a big, big loss. Pernell Mitchell.
Number 27, Cedric Pope on the carry. Stop made. Number 7.
So Sylacauga will punt. Under 3 minutes to go in the game. 34-28 Sylacauga. Munford's going to get one more shot. Sylacauga with 2:54 remaining and a timeout is called. And we'll take one as well. Sylacauga 34 and Munford 28 back after this.
A funeral service represents a family's final farewell to their loved ones.
Knowing this, we go beyond what is expected to ensure the ceremony is beautiful and memorable, a truly fitting tribute to that special life. We invite you to visit us to meet our staff and tour our renovated facility complete with a new dining area and catering services. We've been serving the people of this area for over 40 years, and we think that you'll be pleased to find that making lasting impressions remains our first priority. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.
Final from Legion Stadium, Weaver over BB Comer 35-6. Here in Munford, it's 34-28 Sylacauga. Late in the football game, 2:54 to go. And let's see if Munford comes with an all-out rush here to try to block the punt. Davis needs a good one, and he doesn't get it. Very, very short punt. It goes out of bounds at the Aggie 48-yard line. Poor punt. So Sylacauga defensively has got to make one more stand. They have played very well here in the second half, as has the offense. 2 minutes, 47 seconds to go. Jay Tuck led the Lions back against St. Clair County last week. And let's see if he can do it here tonight. Tuck looking, pressured, sacked. Cam Cook with a sack. You see Cook, who beat his block, and nobody could get to him, and he had a straight line to Tuck and knocks him down at about the 43-yard line. They mark it at the 40, but it's in Munford territory. Tuck throws in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. He was looking for his go-to guy, and that is Parker, and it's in and out of the hands of Parker, third down. Munford in 4-down territory here for sure, with 2:08 remaining, the clock stopped. The winner of this game will advance to the 5A playoffs. Sylacauga trying to get to that 7-win mark on the regular season to be 7-3. Here's Tuck with a 3rd down and 10. Pressure coming. Tuck steps up. He's got running room. Tuck 45. Tuck 50. Out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Make it the 46-yard line.
Number 1, Jay Tuck, quarterback keeper. Forced out of bounds.
He stepped up,
46-yard line,
and he runs it to the Aggie 46-yard line, 4th down. So Munford with a 4th down here. They got to convert. 1:58 to go in the game. They got to get near the Aggie 36-yard line. Tuck looking, time, throws, and is incomplete. He was trying to get the football to Swinford, but Sylacauga takes over on downs with 1:53 to go in the game.
Sylacauga will take over.
It's been an all-out blitz by Sylacauga in the second half against this Munford Lion team. Munford really controlled the first half until very late. Sylacauga scored on the last play of the half to trail 20-12 at halftime. Munford scores early in the 3rd quarter, but it's all Sylacauga since. Keith wants to keep it. Keith just trying to run some clock, and he's pulled down. And Pernell Mitchell on the tackle, and Munford calls a timeout. 1:46 to go, with Sylacauga leading Munford 34-28. Back to Munford Stadium after this.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Second down with 1:46 to go in the game. Sylacauga 34, Munford 28. The Aggies with the football. Munford used a precious timeout, and they don't know how many. They may have one left. I'm not sure. May not have any. Ridgway and Pope behind the quarterback. Keith keeps it himself, and I don't think Munford got any more timeouts. That'll bring up third down. 1:30 to go in the game.
Keith on the carry.
All Munford can do now is see the seconds tick off the clock. And Coach Matt Griffith urging his team to just take it slow and easy. The third down, protect the football and take all the clock you can. Ridgway bullying his way. And he is short of the first down with 1 minute to go in the football game. Ridgway seems to be injured a little bit, and he gets up hobbling, and he went awkwardly to the ground on that gang tackle, and he's going to have to check out. Stockdale checks in with just 40 seconds to go. Sylacauga with this in hand. And the Aggies are going to run it down and probably take a timeout as they run all that clock down. And Coach Griff looking at it. Now he calls a timeout and calls his team over with 23.5 seconds to go in the football game. And it didn't look very promising for Sylacauga for a while. As a matter of fact, early in the third quarter, they trailed 28-12. But the Aggies had the grit, they had the fortitude, and they had the will, and that's what they've done. They've willed their way back into this game and taken the lead 34-28 over Munford. And this is a mark of a Coach Matt Griffith football coach team. Coach Griff knows what he's doing. He's talked about the team has not played up to his standards in the last couple of games. Tonight, they're one play away from advancing to the 5A playoffs in 2018. Got to be careful here on a fourth down, Sylacauga. Setting up to punt the football. They're coming after it, and Davis gets it out of there, and it will roll inside the 15-yard line. The clock stops with 14.5 seconds to go. Maybe 2 plays for the Munford Lions here.
Munford will take over. First and 10. 14-yard.
So Sylacauga leading 34-28. This has been a great second half for sure. Munford was behind not this late in the game last week against St. Clair County. They've got big strike capabilities, and they only need one big play here. Swinford is very dangerous at the top of the screen. Jay Tuck, the sophomore quarterback, 6'1", 165, will set it up for the Munford Lions. You got to go down the field. 3-man Aggie front. Tuck looks to throw. Looks. He's rolling. He's going to have to run it now, and clock is going to run out. They'll not get another play off. Wow. As Tuck didn't throw it, and he's tackled, and Sylacauga wins and advances to the 5A playoffs. And what a comeback by the Sylacauga Aggies against the Munford Lions. Sylacauga 34, Munford 28, and you would have thought that Tuck would have thrown that football away, but he elected to pull it down, and they didn't have any timeouts, so the clock ran out at Sylacauga with a 34-28 win over Munford Lions. As we look at some of the highlights, Munford gets on the board early as Tuck with a touchdown throw to Casey, and Munford up by a score of 6-0 with a 2-point conversion. And it's, that's Swinford with a touchdown reception. Here, Ridgeway for Sylacauga with a nice run there. And the Aggies with Keith. Keith, a little fancy footwork, and he is close to the end zone. The Aggies with a score here, and there's a big kickoff return after the Aggie touchdown. And that is L.J. Flint, and Flint runs out to near midfield. And you see the replay of this, and then Munford with a touchdown with Mitchell. But Sylacauga not quit. And here's a sack right here of the quarterback for the Aggies, and that is J.D. Deloach. But Sylacauga, here's a big play by Munford, run a little screen pass, and it is Sistrunk. Munford strikes again with a touchdown late in the first half, but Sylacauga with a last-second touchdown in the second quarter. And here's Ridgeway down the sideline. And Ridgeway's bumped out of bounds, but Sylacauga scores late in the first half as we find Brady Davis in the corner of the end zone, and Sylacauga is right back in it, 20-12. Third quarter action now. Munford with the lead, and big chunks of yardage as here is Taylor throwing out here to L.J. Flint, and Flint has got the first down. And here's Taylor again throwing, and is caught at the 5-yard line by Swinford, and it's first and goal. The Lions with Sistrunk with a touchdown. It makes it 28-12 with a 2-point conversion, and Sylacauga looks like they're in trouble. Here's a 2-point conversion by Sistrunk, but the Aggies find another gear, and Sylacauga with the big play here, and that is Malik Pope, who was the key to Sylacauga's comeback in the second half, and Sylacauga with the touchdown, and the Aggies continue. Here is Ridgeway. He breaks the long gain for a touchdown. Sylacauga playing very well offensively and defensively in the second half. Here is Munford trying to make something happen. The Aggies with a second win in the second half, and Munford Lions just not enough as Sylacauga with a big comeback in the second half. Here's a takeaway by Keith, and the Aggies in good shape here, and Sylacauga with a 34-28 win over Munford. Sylacauga did not lead until the fourth quarter. Sylacauga 34, Munford 28, and you got to be a happy group of Sylacauga Aggie fans and coaching staff, and Coach Griff will have a smile on his face tonight when he meets with our reporters. And Sylacauga heads to the playoffs once again in 2018. Didn't look promising in the first half, didn't look promising early in the third quarter, but you count those Aggies out, you're counting wrong, because they got up off the deck and won this game, actually won it going away, as they beat Munford by a score of 34-28. This has been the Donahue Physical Therapy High School Game of the Week on TV 47, the Alabama Cable Network, and TV 24. Don't forget the Pigskin Roundup coming up at 10:30. For all our broadcast crew, I'm Jim Adele Abrams. Final again, Sylacauga 34, Munford 28. The Aggies headed to the 5A playoffs. Thank you for watching.